Hey guys, what is up? Today we're going to be building a super simple home network lab for you to start practicing cybersecurity today. This takes minimal amount of time to prep. Let's get started. So this is our network diagram. It's very simple, very basic. So our physical host, this is the computer you own. Crazy. Physical host, it's what's in the room with you. It's the components you already own. Next, we're going to use a level 2 hypervisor. I use VMware. This is our virtual machine. There are plenty of other offerings on the market other than VMware. Have a look around, pick what's within your budget, your price, what you're comfortable with. It's really all up to your preference. So, we're going to install Kali. You can do other OSs. I like Kali. Kali's pretty industry standard to some degree. Really, it's up to you. Yet again, you can have a look. Just because I use Kali, I don't encourage you to. You can have your choice, really. So, then we're going to install our Damn Vulnerable web application. It's a great place for beginners to start practicing cybersecurity. We're going to install that in our Kali. So it may look like it's another layer here. It kind of is, but it's running in Kali. So they're kind of on the same level. This will form a concept called nested virtualization, which is kind of like a babushka doll, right? It's inside already. It's like inside the other one. So what's important to know here? Why do we choose to separate Kali? Well, what we're doing by putting it on a level 2 hypervisor is we're tricking the operating system, Kali, into believing it has separate components. It's not actually part of your main system. It's isolated. It's over here with the resources we've assigned to it. Now, this is really important and really good because when you're doing heavy network scans, malware analysis, having that isolation is super important. Because if something goes wrong, and it does go wrong, believe me, it's not as cut and simple as pasting a few commands in and you're, Mr. Big Hacker. It's never that simple. If it crashes, your physical computer is safe. Only Kali is crashing with the limited resources we've given it. It's like having a little sandpit. So let's get started. This is how simple installing Kali is. We come to kali.org, press download. This looks confusing. I promise you it's not. You're probably either going to want installer image or virtual machine. I'm going to use virtual machine. So as you can see, here are our pre-built VMs. These are all of the type 2 hypervisors we were talking about that you can use. As you can see, VMware, as I mentioned, that is the primary one that I use. None of them are better or worse than the others. They have different features. Look around. I honestly always encourage people to look at the alternatives, look what works for them, what may not. So we click download. I've already downloaded it, of course. 3.5 gigs. Then we come over here to our VMware workstation. Now, if you've done it the same way I did, you'll be given a VMX. Now, VMX, super simple. Open VMX. You'll be prompted if you've moved the VM or copied it. Now, we downloaded it, we copied it. We did not move it, it's not our VM, we copied it. Super simple, super easy. Now, setting up the virtual machine. So remember how I was telling you it has like a sandbox component of its own little parts that it thinks it has? That's exactly this. So I've given my Kali 4 gigabytes of RAM. You can give it 2 if you have only 16 gigs. I have 32 gigs of RAM, so I give mine a little more. Processors, 2 processors and 2 cores per processor is pretty standard for Kali, honestly. You can obviously scale it up, scale it down depending on your CPU. About 80 gigabytes of hard drive space. As you can see, I've got mine on my actual physical computer. You can install Kali on a SSD, like a Samsung T6. I've done that a lot too. Network adapter. We're going to use NAT, which means the virtual machine will share our host's IP address. Obviously, you can tinker with these, but you're beginning. It's not that important. As long as it's got IP that works for this, we're golden. All of these other options don't really matter to us right now. So we're going to power on the virtual machine. Once we've powered it on, we'll be greeted with this. We're just going to select the first option. It's defaulted to that. The machine will boot up. Now, once you've booted Kali up, you'll be greeted with the login screen. The default password for Kali is always Kali for the username and Kali for the password. Kali, and we're logged in. So now that we've logged into Kali, your first step should always be sudo apt update, especially if you're brand new to Kali, just installed Kali, or haven't used Kali in a while. So sudo, for those who don't know, is basically like admin privileges on Windows, but for Kali. So we're going to do sudo apt update, enter the password. We could update, but it's not that important for what we're doing now, but you should, genuinely, I recommend it. Sudo apt install -y, don't know why I said it weird, docker.io. This will install our Docker engine. Sudo system, if I can ever spell, control enable docker -- now. This will enable the Docker engine in Kali. Sudo mod, is it mod? User mod, my bad. User mod -ag docker cache user. This will make it so we don't have to use sudo every time we want to do something with Docker. You may have to restart your Linux distribution to get it to apply, but I've already done that. So now we're going to use docker run --rm-it-p 127.0.0.1 port 8080 vulnerables/web dvwa. Now take special note of the -p port mapping command. This 127.0.0.1 address is actually the local host address, which means it's running locally on your machine. You don't have to worry about your router or your internet seeing it. Only Kali can see DVWA, which is incredibly good for us because it is a vulnerable web application on purpose, and it's running exclusively within Kali. You don't have to worry about your home network safety. Okay, so now that we've installed and configured DVWA, we're going to open up Firefox in our Kali and search that address, 127.0.0.1, and that's going to open up DVWA. So I've got it pre-saved because I've done it a few times now. The username is admin, and the password is password. When you first open it up for your session, you'll see that it needs to set up some databases. So we're going to create and reset the database. As you can see, it says it was successful and we need to log in again. So we're going to click that and log in again. And that is it. We have installed and configured DVWA. So now let's talk a little bit about what exactly DVWA is. DVWA is a web application that is designed for you to be able to test common cybersecurity flaws in web applications. It's intentionally vulnerable, hence the name. So as you can see down here, we have a list of common cyber attacks, common cyber threats, let's say, and you can test them in the website. There are plenty of walkthroughs showing you can select different levels here. There are plenty of different walkthroughs and guides. I'm not doing a guide on attacks at the moment. We're just setting up your first cybersecurity environment. And that's it completely set up. That's how easy it is to set up. And that, guys, is your first cybersecurity lab set up, ready for you guys to start your entry into the world of cybersecurity and testing vulnerable web applications.